You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, the vibe is good in the Bronx. All positive energy. Balls are leaving the ballpark. Yankees are coming from behind, and they are stacking wins at the stadium. And it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball and the Hyundai Sunday Game of the Week. And today it's the Seattle Mariners against the New York Yankees in the final game of a 4-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Right at the top, more bad news for the Yankees. They just keep suffering these body blows. Anthony Rizzo placed on the COVID-19 injured list, and he will be replaced by Luke Voit, activated from the IL and starting at first base today. So they continue to get all these body blows, and they continue to win games. And they'll try to sweep this 4-game set, and they'll turn to the rookie Luis Gil. And Paul, last time he pitched his major league debut, you can't get much better than that.
Oh, you certainly can. I mean, we always wonder about young kids taking the mound for their first start. Are they going to be overwhelmed? Are they going to be able to throw strikes? Well, the answer was yes and yes. Overpowering fastball, great breaking ball. I mean, he did everything the Yankees could possibly dream of. 6 shutout innings, 6 strikeouts, smiles everywhere for the Yankees.
He threw 88 pitches, 62 strikes, so that's 14.7 pitches per inning. He's the first Yankee with 6 shutout innings in his major league debut since Sam Militello way back in 1992. Good things are happening in the Bronx, and one of the best things, it's a team effort. Everybody's into it. The vibe is so positive. Meredith Morakovitz breaks it down when we get back right here on Yes.
The Seattle Mariners, first pitch coming your way in just a few minutes. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees have been on quite a roll lately. They are winners of 5 in a row, 8 of their last 9. Now, their last 4 wins are actually come from behind W's. They are 3rd in the league with 31 come from behind wins this year. And according to Aaron Judge, this team may be down at times, but they are certainly never out.
We feel like we're never out of any game. You know, it doesn't matter if they score in the first, second, third. You know, there's too many outs to go around. You know, we still got plenty of time in the game.
We're having fun. We're playing together, and that's how we win games. You know, when we don't have fun, we don't win. You know, we don't play right, and we're playing right, and we're doing the right thing, and we're having fun at the same time. So I think that's what helping us a lot in the last week.
It's a confident group right now. It's a confidence that. You know, honestly, you know, it's been a little while since we've had that kind of confidence. So, you know, with that confidence, I think, you know, everyone's a little bit, you know, having a little bit more fun and locking in. And, you know, just like you said, as come from behind wins, they do a lot for a team.
Just the feel and the energy here. It's a little different. Just the way guys are focused in with everything they're doing here.
We just continue to go out there and put our head down and work, and we keep pulling out W's.
And as Michael mentioned, this Yankees roster suffered yet another blow. Anthony Rizzo has tested positive for COVID. Luke Voit is back on the roster. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network when we get back. Michael Kay will be joined by Paul O'Neill. First pitch coming your way after the break.
When we raise health, we raise everyone. By the New York Lottery, get out there and play. And by Cadillac, visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer and experience the ultimate in iconic luxury. Well, fingers crossed that the rain holds up and that we get this one in. Kind of threatening skies overhead. But the Yankees have taken the field. We'll take a look at the Seattle starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok, and Jared Kelenic has really turned things around. Remember, when he first got called up, looked hopeless, got sent down, brought back up. He's done well in this series. He's done well of late. So he's going to bat fifth. You see the rest of the order that will face Luis Gil. And there's the young man, his second big league start. The first one we detailed, 4.20 ERA in 14 starts in the minors. Abraham Toro's ready. Gil's ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, up and away, 1-0. Paul, how about the scouting report?
Well, we witnessed it, Michael. We basically saw a perfect debut in his first start. 6 innings, no runs, 6 strikeouts. And that should give him confidence. He threw strikes. That was the big question coming up from the minor leagues. He only had 1 walk, so that was a positive, and what a chance. I mean, to sweep this big series, who knows? It could be a big part of this rotation coming down the stretch.
Driven out into right center field. Davis on the run, still going back, and he makes the play. Oh, did he cover a lot of ground to haul that in?
Toro over there thinking, I probably got this one in a long way. You talked about it, Michael. You hold your breath. If you're Gil, Jonathan Davis runs it down, makes it look easy.
Here's Haniger. 1-0. One and one on the Seattle DH. Yankees looking for a sweep of the 4-game set. Fouled away. How about the Yankee defense presented by Geico? So you've seen Davis, Gallows in left, Judges in right. In the infield, Odor, Torres, LeMahieu, and Voit off the IL into the starting lineup playing first base. Higashioka behind the plate, and Luis Gil is on the mound. And a pitch outside. Well, the Yankees have had the Mariners' number since April of 2016. They're 24-6 against Seattle over that time. Swing and a miss. Haniger down on strikes.
Well, they've done a number on Haniger so far too, and this is a really big league slider right there. A hard thrower. Look at that spin just off the outside corner. Perfect pitch.
Now to make room for Gil on the roster, Yankees sent down Nick Nelson. And Voit replaces Rizzo. Pitch to Seager's outside, 1-0. The fastball right by him. How about the keys to the game, Paul? Brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, don't look around with all the players out, and now Rizzo. You know what? The Yankees are playing their best baseball. With Rizzo out, you got Luke Voit back in the lineup, and Baker's dozen had a chance to go 13 games over 500. Continue to be in these playoff races. And all together now, well, it seems like since the big additions, everybody. We kind of went over it earlier in the broadcast. Everybody's helping. We had the Rizzos, the Gallo, the Gardy hit, the Higashioka pinch hit double. Seems like everybody wants to chime in. And now you got Luke Voit.
One, two. Well, what a bummer it must be for Rizzo. Missed the Field of Dreams game. Missed going back to Chicago, where I'm sure that he would be greeted so warmly. But you know, our thoughts are that he feels okay and gets through this without incidents. The 12th Yankee to test positive for COVID this year. It just keeps coming at you fast and furious, Paul. It's amazing.
Amazing. And I'm going to miss Rizzo. Well, just not his at-bats, but what he has meant in the locker room, in the dugout, and especially defensively. You just see immediately the impact he had defensively on this team.
Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. 76 degrees. A chance of rain 0%. Now they're just playing with us. That can't be true. Humidity 65%. The winds out of the east-northeast 7 miles per hour. Lights are on here at the stadium.
Blanket of clouds, Michael. There's no rain in them. It's just a blanket of clouds.
And a blanket of strikes as Seager strikes out. A big inning for Heel in his second big league start. Mariners go down in order. And the Yankees coming to bat. Starts on TikTok. Luke Voigt, first game back since July 11th at the Astros. See the rest of the order. Giancarlo Stanton, 5 straight games of multiple hits. You've got Higashioka catching, and Jonathan Davis, you saw him. He's batting ninth and playing center field. And that lineup is going to face this lefty, Yusei Kikuchi. This will be his 21st start, 7-6, 3.89. More than a strikeout per inning. He has walked 40 and allowed 22 home runs. So what's the deal, Paul? Give us the scouting report.
Well, he was the lone all-star from the Seattle Mariners this year, and is this the right time to face him? I think so. He's been on a tough stretch. His last 5 starts, 1-3 with a 6.3 ERA, and he's given up home runs in 7 consecutive starts. And speaking of home runs, judge him. Well, Aaron Judge has 2 home runs and 4 RBIs and only 5 career at-bats off Kikuchi.
So here's LeMahieu. Oh and 1. One. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. The defense behind Kikuchi is presented by Geico. Fraley, Kelnick, and Bowers. That's left and right in the outfield. You got Seager, Moore, Toro, and France, third to first. Cal Raleigh gets to start behind the plate. Kikuchi is on the mound. Swing and a miss. LeMahieu down on strikes.
If you watch that first at bat, you got a good scouting report on Kikuchi. 2 cutters, a 4-seamer, and then a changeup. And that's basically how he pitches. Not a true 2-seam guy, but gets a ton of ground balls. And will use that cut fastball to keep the righties honest inside.
Here's Aaron Judge. Long home run yesterday. 23 on the year. And there's a strike. Well, the Mariners haven't been winning much of late, but their starting pitchers have a 2.68 ERA in August. But they haven't been scoring. Yankees have won 5 straight, 8 of 9, 9 of 12. They've had 4 straight comeback wins, 31 comeback victories in the season. And they're going to try and match their longest winning streak of the year, 6 games, which they did in May. So while the Yankees have been off on this run, the Red Sox have lost 9 of 12. They scored an extra inning victory in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. You see the Tampa Bay Rays, they lead or trailing Baltimore 1-0, bottom of the first. And again, while the Yankees have been off on this run, the Blue Jays have won 9 of 11. So the Yankees have gained a lot of ground on the Red Sox, not so much on the Blue Jays. So the Yankees are 1 back in the loss column for the first wild card, and also 1 back in the loss column for the second wild card. And the Blue Jays are right there. Hit sharply, backhanded by Seager. Sets, fires, beautiful play. Took an extra base hit away from Judge.
Corey Seager, we've talked about just how solid of a player he is. His 11th year with the Mariners. This just wasn't an easy one-hopper. This ball was scalded off Aaron Judge's bat. Not a lot of time to react to it.
So here's Joey Gallo. And there's a strike to Gallo. Those numbers with the Yankees and the Rangers. Oh, and 2. When Kikuchi faced the Yankees in Seattle, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts, and his season kind of took a turn with that game. He has not really pitched nearly as well as he had before that game against the Yankees. Paul was telling you some of this earlier. The first 15 games, he had a 3.18 ERA. But then with that Yankee game thrown in, 6.33 in the last 5. Still 1 and 2.
You see that big hesitation in his delivery, and he kind of varies it from pitch to pitch. And especially with hitters with a leg kick, it can be a kind of an annoyance where you don't know when to stop, when to start. And it's all about a timing mechanism for a hitter, and sometimes that pause can really affect you.
Kikuchi was the Mariners' lone all-star. He earned that honor 3 times in Japan. See that high hanging leg kick that Paul talked about. 2-2 to Gallo. Missed outside, 3 and 2.
That's one thing you do see with Gallo, whether he's hitting or not hitting, is he swings at strikes, and he makes pitchers throw strikes, which usually ends up in a long count. Another 3-2 count here.
And Gallo walks.
Michael, you kind of get the feeling that as you watch Stanton stroll to the plate, that it's time for Gallo to kind of shine now. Rizzo came in, had that unbelievable series, really stole the hearts of the New Yorkers, but then Gallo had the huge home run here, and it just seems to me like it'd be a great time for him to really take off as a Yankee.
Well, here's Stanton. And that one is chopped and grabbed by Seager. What a big inning for Seager defensively. Took a double away from Judge, took a hit away from Stanton. Boy, the whole inning would be different if not for Seager's glove. Beautiful play to the glove side. We're going to go to the second inning. 0-0 right here on Yes.
Montefiore doing more. Anthony Rizzo was placed on the COVID IL today. And Michael, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. The Yankees have had 12 players on the COVID IL so far this season. The majority of those have been breakthrough cases. The Yankees certainly have not had luck on their side when it comes to COVID. And you look at the upcoming schedule, Rizzo is going to miss the start of the Red Sox series next week. Certainly a guy they would have wanted in that lineup for that series in particular. As you mentioned, we wish him well and a speedy recovery. Cole and Montgomery still on the IL, and Yankees pitching plans moving forward still a question mark. They have Jamison Tyone going tomorrow, then Nestor Cortez, but they have not announced the rest of the rotation moving forward.
Thank you, Meredith. And one more note about Rizzo, who is likely watching the game right now. We send him happy birthday wishes. He's 32 years old today, and I'm sure he could think of maybe a million better ways to spend his birthday. But happy birthday to Anthony, and please a quick and speedy and healthy recovery. The 0-2, swing and a miss as France down on strikes, and Heel has struck out 3 in a row.
We talked about the scouting report on him is basically if he can throw strikes and quality strikes, his arm is there, and he's had a good breaking ball and an overpowering fastball. His ball foul tipped into the glove.
Here's Jared Kelnick. You know, there's a lot to say when trades don't work out, but you got to give credit to the Yankees on this one, as Heel was acquired from the Twins for Jake Cave. So who knows what will become of Heel and how far he will progress and how long he will be here and how successful he will be. But I think that you could make the case that his performance the other night, that's almost worth trading Jake Cave, who really didn't have a spot on this team, just to get that one performance. And now you hope you get another, because the Yankees are seriously shorthanded when it comes to pitching. You know, their aces on the COVID IL. A guy who's had a great year, Jordan Montgomery, is on the COVID IL, and Domingo Germán is on the IL with inflammation in his shoulder. So any inning that Heel can give you, any game of quality that he can give you, it's so valuable. Paul, I don't think you can overstate what that start the other day meant for this kid and for the team, because they really didn't have a pitcher to throw that day.
Yeah, I mean, and the question marks that come with you from the minor leagues. I mean, how does your stuff, does it move to the next level? Well, I think it really does. I mean, like I said, overpowering fastball and a great breaking ball. So a changeup last inning at 91, 92. So, I mean, the stuff is there. That's not the question. But, you know, we haven't seen him pitch out of jams yet. We haven't seen him pitch a lot of innings. But so far, you know, he being able to throw strikes, it just shows how dominant his stuff can be.
That one is lined into right center field. It's a base hit. Judge will get it in. So Kelnick continues his hot hitting. He is 5 for 12 in this series against the Yankees.
That was a breaking ball up in the strike zone, and to me, they're doing Kelnick a big favor in this series. He's hit some sliders. He hit a big one off of Chad Green for a home run. This ball actually gets in on the handle, but he stays through it. Enough to get it to right field.
Here's Cal Raleigh. Voit holds Kelnick at first. Kelnick dives back.
Cal Raleigh just called up last month, had a 23-game hitting streak in AAA before the call up. Ended up hitting .324. So Scott Service and the Seattle Mariners hoping that he can bring some of that offense to this level.
And the organization already loves the way he handles pitching staffs. Now, his dad, Todd, was a college coach, the head coach at Western Carolina for 8 seasons, then went to Tennessee for 4 years. I'll tell you what, Paul, if you're the kid of a coach, you're going to know how to play the game. I don't know if you can play the game great, but you'll know how to play the game.
Yeah, the fundamentals will be there. I agree with you. I mean, if you grow up, you don't make excuses to your father about why you did certain things. You play the game the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it goes.
Just dives back. If you look at the flags over the grandstand, it seems like the wind is blowing in here at the stadium. Could be swirling though. Usually you see the flag starch out the other way. Now they're blowing in toward home plate. Maybe that helped with Toro's drive. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Not too many guys are going to be able to catch up to this. 95-96 up out of the strike zone. I mean, that was the in vogue pitch early in the year. You haven't seen pitchers use it as much, but still an effective pitch.
One, two. Grounded to first. Voit from his knees fires into left field. No one was covering at second base. Odor and Torres just looked at each other, and the ball went right over the bag. So it'll be first and third and one man out.
Well, this is not on Luke Voit. He made the play. He threw the ball in the vicinity. You should know who's covering. Well, if nobody's covering, nobody's going to catch the ball. And because we've talked about it, because of the shift, looks like Odor did not want to cut in front. But an extra out for the Mariners here, possibly an extra 2 outs. I mean, that this could have been a double play.
I'll tell you what, Luke Voit gets charged with an error there. That is not fair, and there's no other way to score it. That's where you need a team error. That is not on Luke Voit. That ball was over the second base bag. Here's Fraley. Pitch is high. I also wonder if Kelnick kind of screened out Odor.
Yeah, it looked like Odor was going to cut in front and then kind of held up. Sometimes if you're looking at the runner, you will lose the baseball. But again, you know, the play was made. You surely had the out at second base.
Well, here's the overhead view. The throw is perfect. And the closest one to the bag is Odor, who's the third baseman today. But on the shifts, he's playing on the second base side of the bag. Three and 0.
You know, usually in the old days, Michael, with a lefty at the plate, it would be the shortstop's job to cover. You know, being that the second baseman would want to stay at home with a lefty at the plate, but with the shift this day and age, who knows who's supposed to cover?
That's the one time, Paul, and I'm sure you'd agree that you see teams, even teams that are good at shifting, that they get confused every now and then who's covering, especially on double plays, because you're just in an odd position. 3-1. All right, so this is a test now with Heel. He's in a jam through no fault of his own, and now Matt Blake's going to come out and talk with him. And he does walk Fraley to load the bases.
Yeah, we just went over in the scouting report, you know, that how great his debut was. Everything went well. Well, now you've got a little, you know, little hitch in the giddy up where you see, you know, how he's going to be tested in a jam early in the game here, how he comes out of it.
So here's Dylan Moore. Wait, really put a couple of digits on that fastball, Paul, to 98. Usually sits at about 95, 96. So bases loaded, 1 out, 1-0 count on Moore. Two and 0.
Michael, you see him kind of tugging that fastball, a little overthrowing on the first 2 pitches, trying to hump up. Bigger situation, you feel as a pitcher you need a better pitch. Well, sometimes you actually have to take a deep breath and pitch down a little bit, make quality pitches. Dylan Moore, 183 hitter, does have some pop though with 10 home runs.
Well, they're laying off that slider, 3-0, and there's no place to put Moore. There's a strike.
In my mind, that is his best pitch right now in this situation, is that ball kind of running in on a right-handed hitter. Got a good opportunity to get a jam shot, possibly a ground ball.
Strike 2. Reaching back, 98 miles an hour. And the pitch. Ripped down the left field line. It's a foul ball.
Well, that was the one that stayed right over the middle of the plate. 3-2 looking dead fastball, hammered it. Luckily for Heel, it was foul. Once in a while now, pitchers will feel like they need to go to the slider. I still think he needs to pound him inside.
Strike 3. He got him with the slider. Moore thought it was ball 4, but Lance Barrett thought otherwise. Strikeout number 4 for Heel. 2-away.
Well, this is a big pitch in the game and in this situation, and he did go to the slider. It's off the outside corner, but close enough. He did get the call. See if he takes advantage of this now and gets out of this inning.
So here's the number 9 batter, Jake Bauers. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. And the 0-1. He's just challenging the Mariners now. 0-2. Second inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 on Bauers. Foul back.
I love the pitch selection there, though. Higgy went back to the fastball, and that was at 99, right on the inside corner. Not going to get hurt with that pitch.
The young righty sets, deals, and I'll do it again. A 94-mile-an-hour changeup, Paul.
Yeah, it's almost just like his batting practice fastball, which is a 94, but you see he does get good movement away with it, so he is turning it over a little bit. But a dangerous pitch up in the strike zone, especially to a guy that is looking for that fastball because he's seen few in the count.
Upstairs, 1-2. Well, the pitch count might become a concern. He's at 45 now with 2 outs in the second. Grounded to first. Voit beats him to the bag, and they get out of trouble. An impressive performance by Heel. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he gets out of it without allowing a run. And Voit, full extension, just beats Bowers to the bag. At that last play.
Well, I think Luke Voit made a great decision. I think Heel was a little late getting there. I don't know that they get him if he lets go of this ball. And there's a great decision on Luke Voit right there. I got to get him. Tell you what, if that was the first test, Heel came through and with flying colors. Some great pitching to get out of that inning. That's one of those innings, Michael, that can change the game. I'm not keeping score, Michael, so put a star by that inning, Michael. We'll check back later and see if that has a big bearing on who wins this game.
And Reggie Willits is talking with Torres there about that throw from Voit. Again, it was somebody's responsibility, but Voit gets tagged with the error. So here is Luke Voit. I'm sure he's thrilled to be back. It's been an injury-laden season for him, coming off leading the majors in home runs last year. So he missed 34 games at the start, torn meniscus in the left knee, then played 12, then missed 23 games, left oblique strain, then played 17, and now he's coming back from missing 21 games with left knee inflammation.
Yeah, all added up, Michael. This is only his 30th game of the year, so got to be a frustrating thing to come from a great year last year to fighting your body all year.
And when the Yankees got Rizzo, the assumption was they would trade Voit. They didn't. And then, the debate back and forth, well, how's he going to play? And strangely, and sometimes unfortunately, these things work themselves out, and they did, at least for time being, with Rizzo on the COVID IL. So Voit, just slips right into first base now and will play there for a bit until Rizzo comes back. Swing and a miss. Voit down on strikes. 1 away.
See, just under the high fastball. That's the slight uppercut. That's very pitchable. Late in the count.
Here's Gleyber Torres. 1-0. Now Kikuchi has acknowledged that he had a hard time adjusting to Major League Baseball as compared to his time in Japan. He said they have more powerful lineups here. There's 1 fewer day of rest for a starting pitcher. And then he did struggle at the beginning with the baseball with smaller seams. And he felt that the baseball was more slippery to grasp. He started and then stopped.
That's the longest hesitation of the game so far, Michael. Start, stop, and we'll just start over. How's that?
It is quite a hesitation.
You see, Michael, you're there, obviously, but you see the uniform blouse kind of blowing in the wind. I think you're correct with the wind's kind of kicking up and swirling a little bit.
at you with another musical reference.
It's my life, Michael. It's just, you know, tunes go through my head.
2-2.
I think if you watch that conversation in the dugout between innings, Gleyber Torres says that Odor was like kind of starting and stopping. I think it was Gleyber's play, and he just kind of read off Odor and didn't get to the bag.
And that play, Paul, or the misplay, if you'd like to call it that, really impressed you even more about Heel. Young pitcher, he can let that get to him and let the inning get away, and he didn't.
Yeah, it certainly put him in a position to give up some runs. And boy, every time you get through an inning like that as a young pitcher, you know, it goes in your memory bank that it's possible, and it's confidence.
That one is ripped to left field. It's a base hit, and it gets past Fraley and goes to the wall. Torres is going for 2, and he's going to make it.
Like an angry at bat to me, Michael. Like you know, we had a little misplay in the field the inning before, but let me just rope one to left field. It actually beat Fraley to a spot and got all the way to the wall. Gleyber Torres easily jogs into second base.
Very quietly, Torres heating up. He's now 9 for his last 23. And he has the average at 250. Here's Rougned Odor. Give you the full umpiring crew. We told you about Lance Barrett behind the plate, Carlos Torres at first, Tim Timmons at second, Alfonso Marquez at third. Here's his home run from one knee, Paul, from yesterday.
Yeah, it's just a long look, whether it's going to be long enough or hook foul. Great feeling once you see it hit the seats.
He also doesn't realize, Paul, how close he came to owing Yes a lot of money. That came very close to hitting that robotic camera down there.
It's important stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Those aren't $1.99 either, you know that?
No, you don't get them at the dollar store. One, 1-2. Torres at second. We're in the bottom of the second. Nothing. Torres getting a big secondary lead off second. Early update. Boston trying to split its 4-game set with the Blue Jays. Red Sox up 3-1, top of the third inning at Rogers Center. And Baltimore leads Tampa Bay 3-0 in the top of the third. Served into left field. That is going to be caught by lunging Fraley. And getting back is Torres.
That's a frustrating part as a hitter in baseball, Michael. Sometimes you do everything right and you get nothing for it. Ball tailing away, stay with it as a lefty. Line it to left field. Fraley gets a good jump.
So here's Kyle Higashioka, the big pinch hit double yesterday that tied the game. Also props yesterday to Yankee starter Andrew Heaney, who had that 40-pitch second inning. Like Aaron Boone said afterward, he was one batter away from being taken out. He pitched 6 innings, over 100 pitches, and Paul, he went to Boone and said, I got more. I want to pitch the 7th, and then Boone said, no, that's enough. But the Yankees were raving about his performance in that victory yesterday. (1-0), 2-0.
We talked about that a little bit yesterday, Michael. That second inning, it seemed like the game was on the line, and he kind of minimized things by only giving up a couple runs, but it could have turned into a huge inning, and he could have been on the bench.
That one's drilled deep to center field. Kelenic back, still back, turning, and he makes the play as he falls to the warning track for the final out. He turned every which way but loose, but finally recovered enough to make the play, save an extra base hit, save a run, and in the bottom of the second inning, Kelenic to the warning track. The fully electric Audi e-tron today.
Well, after pitching himself and the defense into a jam, Hegel comes through with flying colors, and Luke Voigt with a good play at first base gets the Yankees out of it. Keep the 0 on the board. Good job, Luis Hegel.
So Abraham Toro will start off the 3rd. So Paul, I turn to you for questions like that. Was that a good play by Kelenic, or was it misjudged several times and then he recovered?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, he did get turned around the wrong way a couple times, but then to lunge at the end, you just, on TV, you don't realize how quick that happens. You don't have a lot of time. See, he turned the wrong way, then back the other way, and then a final lunge. So a great athletic play made at the end, but obviously his first few steps turning the wrong way as a center fielder.
When that's all coming down, Paul, not that that stuff would happen to you. I mean, is your heart just beating faster as it's happening?
Oh, it is amazing, because you're in trouble. Everything's going through. You can hear the crowd noise. You can see the ball. It's just like I said, it happens so quick. And it's very hard, and it takes a lot of athletic abilities to make an adjustment at the end, like Kelenic did there.
0-2 on Toro. Pitch high, 1-0.
Two big defensive plays by Seattle last inning. Kept the Yankees off the board. A couple balls hit hard.
One and 2 on Toro. 2-2. So a line of demarcation for Seattle has been the Kendall Graveman deal that brought Toro to Seattle, but sent their closer to the Astros. Fly ball center. Davis comes on. Well, since that Graveman deal, they're 3-8. And we've told you previously in the series, the players were very upset with Jerry DiPoto, the GM of the Mariners, for changing things up when they were doing well, and they were right there for a wild card spot. But the acquisition of Toro should be helping them. He's hitting over 400 with Seattle, and they did pick up another closer in Diego Castillo, but it set into the player's head that was a bad thing to trade Graveman. Haniger lines one to left field. It's a base hit. Gallo cuts over. fires the ball in. So a 1-out single for Haniger.
As you watch Joey Gallo in left field, I don't know that people realize how good a defensive player he is as far as being able to move positions. They got a stat today: most defensive runs saved in the major leagues in July. Joey Gallo with 12, and next with Merrifield with 7. So quality outfielder, quality defensive player, along with his offense.
Swing and a miss. Oh and 1 on Seager. Oh and 2. This is the end of a 10-game road trip for Seattle, and so far they are 3-6. They've lost 4 in a row, so trying to right the ship before they get out of the Bronx and head back to Seattle. Seager swings and misses and goes down on strikes for the second time against Heel. Strikeout number 5.
And again, fastball, good slider down and in, and then a fastball up out of the strike zone to put him away. And see Seager way under. Just had a ton of life on Heel's fastball up in the strike zone.
So here's Ty France.
That strikeout, Heel up to 9 swing and misses. 4 with a fastball, 4 with the slider, 1 with a changeup. And in the 3rd inning, that's a lot.
Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-1. France struck out in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss. That time the fastball. 0-2. Way outside. 1-2.
That's a good attempt, though. 0-2. Try to get that good, perfect slider. And if you miss, definitely miss away off the plate where you don't get hurt.
One and 2 on the cleanup hitter, Ty France. Just missed the outside corner with the slider.
Now with another thing, you haven't seen Heel really shake off Higgy much, and go to first here so we can talk a little bit. But you know, that would take a lot of the thinking out of the game for Heel and just be you know, content on listening to Kyle Higashioka, who has some experience, knows the hitters a little bit better.
Two upstairs, so it's full. Haniger will go from first. Runner goes. Foul back to the screen. They'll do it again. This is the 23rd four-game series the Yankees have played against the Mariners all time, and they've swept only 2 of them. They did in July of 1994. Paul, you had a game-tying 2-run double in the 9th inning off Bobby Ayala in back-to-back games. And they did it in August of '99. And that was the first ever visit to Safeco Field, then Safeco. Paul had 4 hits and 3 ribbies in the series.
Couldn't wait to get out of that Kingdome, Michael. I think I was the only guy that couldn't hit in that place. I never could figure it out. Everybody couldn't wait to get in that place. I couldn't see the ball.
Way high as France walks. I don't know if you felt this way, Paul, but when they went from the Kingdome to Safeco Field, it was like going from a mausoleum to Shangri-La. I mean, Safeco Field is just so gorgeous, and the Kingdome was just concrete.
Yeah, I never was a big fan. I mean, obviously, you get some cheap home runs there. Right field was short, but you know, they used to set fireworks off in the dome before the game. Your first at bat, you were hitting in the smoke. I never figured out how they were allowed to do that.
Kelnick tries to hold up. Did he? No, he did not. According to Alfonso Marquez at third. A good call.
All of a sudden, Kelnick has become their hottest hitter. Came into this series hitting like 123. And all of a sudden, Yankees can't figure out how to get him out. Big at bat right here.
You know what I've noticed, Paul? He gets into trouble. His fastball usually sits at 95, maybe 96. He gets into trouble. He'll get it up to 99. So he saves something in the tank for big moment. Crowd wants a strikeout. Crowd gets it. Kelnick down looking. 6th strikeout for Heel. Seems like the Mariners do not have a feel for Heel as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. 0-0. Yankees. And today's picture was submitted by Christine. Her son George recently visited Monument Park and took a picture with one of his favorite Yes announcers. Look at that. Beautiful plaque. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your pictures to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. That's some nice real estate out there you're living in, Paul.
Well, I tell you what, not a bigger honor in the world to me. It's funny, the first day I saw that was I looked at that, you know, the monument and the engraving of the figurehead, and I'm like, wow, that's like an old version of me. Now that I look at it, I'm like, wow, that seems like a long time ago. It looks a lot like me now. Times have changed.
You know what's funny about that, Paul? That kid obviously is a big fan of yours, and he just knows of you as an announcer. Mm-hmm. Never saw your greatness on the field other than in grainy, you know, black and white pictures.
That's right. They weren't even in HD. You get the split screen when they throw the highlights up.
Yeah, it was just in D then. 9-1-2 in the Yankees order. Jonathan Davis with a 1-1 count. Grounded to short. Moore gets Davis, 1 down. Back to the top of the order, and DJ LeMahieu, who struck out in the 1st inning. 0-0. We're on the bottom of the 3rd. on a Sunday in New York City. Line drive, a base hit to right center field. Kelnick will get the ball in, and LeMahieu picks up a one-out single.
Recently, you've really seen DJ LeMahieu kind of find his balance at the plate. And like I've said before, he's kind of a back leg hitter. And if he stays back and lets the ball really get deep, and he's able to use that level swing and just line the ball from line to line. You see him swinging the bat much better the last week or two.
So here's Aaron Judge, robbed of an extra base hit, a beautiful play on the backhand right down the line at third by Seager. Turned a double into an out. Paul, we've got to call you out here. I'm sorry. You know how I feel about you, but we've got to call you out.
Uh-oh.
We did some research. Talk about crying. You were .294 lifetime hitter in the Kingdom. Couldn't see the ball.
I couldn't see the ball. I mean, you know how bad their pitching was back then? Those guys were hitting 400. Most of those hits, a career were in the playoffs. I had one good playoff. How's that?
Seager deep at third, close to the line. As Judge works it to 3-0. Joey Gallo on deck. And a walk. So first and second, one man out for Gallo.
I watched a little bit of Kikuchi when he pitched in Seattle against the Yankees, and I've seen him top out at 97 today, which is a little harder than you're used to seeing him. That last pitch 95, but again, he loves to use that cut fastball along with the four-seamer.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Look at you. That's like hitting a home run in your first at bat, Michael. You're already done with that.
Oh, yeah.
You start getting nervous from seventh inning on. You got to get it in.
Off the list.
Get your hit early today.
Oh, yeah. Little drag bunt, boom, done.
There you go, a little blast. All right.
Now here's the guy that could do the blast, Joey Gallo. First and second, one man out. He walked in the first inning. Pitch inside, 1-0. He has a home run against Kikuchi in 5 at-bats with 2 ribbies and 2 strikeouts. Popped up. Seager can't see it, and now it falls untouched. One of those moments where it's been a cloudy, overcast day and the sun is trying to peek through, and I think he lost it.
Yeah, these days you think, how could you lose a ball in the sun? Well, the sun is still that bright spot, and you can see just no chance, even though there is cloud cover. And then, yeah, no chance. This is where you usually have to call timeout and kind of save face and get some sunglasses, but Seager just going to bear with it.
So Gallo now gets a bonus swing. 2-1. Called the strike. Gallo seemed like he thought it was inside, Paul.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, this is a ball that's coming at you and never got back to the plate. So when you make your decision about right there, halfway, that ball is clearly inside, never got back to the plate.
2-2. And the pitch. High drive down the right field line, but it's foul. Wow, deep into that second deck.
A lot of guys quit when they get to the baseball. They make contact and then they're kind of off the ball. Joey Gallo creates so much power through the baseball, beyond contact, and that's why he just absolutely launches him when he gets him.
Swing and a miss. You got him. Strikes out Gallo for the second out here in the third.
Case in point, this is one of those at bats where you missed a couple pitches, then you pulled the one foul, and then finally you give the pitcher Kikuchi an opportunity to make his pitch, and you strike out. So you know those strikeouts are usually because you've missed a couple pitches early in the count, and then finally the pitcher makes their pitch.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Swing and a miss. Kikuchi has good velocity today. Fouled straight back. 0-2. Stanton was robbed of a single on a really nice play by Seager to end the first inning to the glove side. Full extension. And he got the force at second base, taking the hit away from Stanton. So now first and second with 2 men out. 0-2 count on the cleanup hitter and the Yankee DH, Giancarlo Stanton. One and two.
Most pitchers go at Stanton hard early, soft away. He saw 297 to start the count, 0-2. And kind of a wasted changeup. Looks like he wants to get him out with a fastball.
Foul back again.
Well, that's been 4 fastballs in this count, Michael, so it's almost to the point where you've got to kind of change. You cannot continue to give a power hitter the same pitch over and over again. You can go to that cutter or the changeup away. To me, in these situations, Stanton's been going to right center field a lot more with runners in scoring position.
And that hits Stanton, and that'll load the bases for Voit.
It's funny to what I was saying. He needed to go to another pitch. Well, he went to a slider, which he hasn't used much today, and obviously not much of a feel for this one off the front toe of Stanton.
And that'll bring the pitching coach Pete Woodworth out to talk with Kikuchi. So bases loaded, 2-out situation for Voit. Just got called up to replace Anthony Rizzo, who went on the COVID IL. Voit struck out in the second inning. 22 home runs last year in the 60-game COVID-shortened season, and that led all of Major League Baseball. But his body has betrayed him this season and took away a weapon that the Yankees really planned on. First base was a black hole for a while. They didn't get any production out of there. That's why the trade for Rizzo looms so large. But now Voit has another chance to do some damage.
Well, this would be a great way to get yourself back into the lineup, back part of the team. Is a big at bat here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Traffic cop behind the plate here, Michael.
Now, what does Marquez say?
I think they were worried about the stretch or the windup.
So Service talking things over with the home plate umpire Lance Barrett, and now Marquez, who is the crew chief, joins in as well. Catcher Cal Raleigh is there.
I don't know if it's because of his hesitation or what, but obviously a pitcher can pitch from a stretch or a windup. It's his decision with bases loaded.
But maybe he does things from the windup, Paul, that would be considered a balk with a man on base.
Hesitation possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And steps off again.
You know what, Michael? Now he's got me confused. I don't know what's going on here.
Bases loaded with the Yankees. 1-0 count on Voit. And the pitch. 1-1.
Good pitch to hit. You see Luke Voit kind of big right there, kind of long, kind of slow to swing, kind of beat with the fastball. Well, Michael, that 0% chance of rain. I think I saw raindrops on that camera.
Swing and a miss. You can see he's anxious. 1-2. It's almost like he wants to do 4 months of damage here in this at bat, Paul.
A lot of times you do that as a player. You want to get back. You can't really ease your way in. Right here, you see him talking to himself. Big at bat here with bases loaded.
High pop up down the right field line. Bauer's on the run, and it's in the stands. Out of play.
See first baseman Ty France not giving up. Was going through the net to get that ball. Luke Voit has been above the strike zone on every pitch in this at bat, and he keeps wailing at it. So I don't know why Kikuchi would go to anything else. Like Raleigh wanted that ball up. He kind of overthrew it, drew it all the way down out of the strike zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the third. Big spot early. Kikuchi against Voit. The lefty deals. He could not hold up on the slider in the dirt, and Voit goes down on strikes, and the Yankees strand 3. We played 3 in the Bronx. It's the Yankees nothing, Seattle nothing. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on Yes. Mariners are one of 5 Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL expansion teams to be founded in Seattle since 1960. What are the other 4? Now, I've got to ask our producer, Troy Benjamin, a question. I'll ask him over the air. Does that include the Kraken, who haven't played yet? Okay, so the Kraken is 1. That's Gary Sanchez's new expansion franchise in Seattle.
Yes, big part of that.
Audi scoreboard, top of the 4th, 0-0. As Cal Raleigh leads off, and he hits a fly ball to right field, deep. Going back Judge, he's on the track, he's there, and makes the play. Boy, Judge ran right to a spot, Paul. He knew exactly where it was going to come down.
Yeah, I mean, knowing right field, you know, a high fly ball deep, as you called it, is going to be close to the wall. You might as well go find the wall. This off the bat looked like it had possibilities, but I don't think the ball's really taking off. I think the wind is affecting it, because you see Aaron Judge being able to turn around completely. Scary point for a pitcher. Anything up in the air to right field in Yankee Stadium.
Boy, the flags over the grandstand are really flapping right now in left field, so I think wind is wreaking havoc, as well as kind of the glare from the haze over the stadium. Difficult time for fielders. There's a strike 0-2 on Fraley. And look at that. Really starched out. Heading right in.
It's not a hitter's dream, Michael. We like him to go the other way. You need a little extra help. Blowing out.
So it's not a hitter's dream, it's not a fielder's dream. I wonder whose dream it is. I guess no one likes wind.
Well, you've heard David Cohn talk about it. I mean, pitchers actually throwing into the wind can be an advantage, where really breaking balls, things like that, a lot better. As we speak, we watch, he'll rack up another strikeout.
7.
Not his best slider, a little up in the strike zone, but good location right under the hands.
Slider outside. 1-0.
You know, the more you watch Heel, the more you like just the way he looks. I mean, he looks confident. He's not nervous. He's not taking extra time. He's just, you know, looking at the signal, picking up the pitch, believing in it, and throwing it. And that is one of the biggest things you can do as a young pitcher, is keep a good rhythm going and just challenge hitters.
Two and one on Dylan Moore. Top of the 4th inning, 2 outs, 2-1 count on Dylan Moore, the 8th hitter. Did he go? No, he did not. 3-1.
Dylan Moore playing shortstop today. J.P. Crawford been out the last couple days, I guess not feeling well. J.P. Crawford, a Gold Glove shortstop, so he'll be missed out in the field.
Goes with a slider on 3-1 and drops it in there beautifully. 3-2. His poise belies his 23 years. The 3-2. Popped up. See what the wind does with this one. Voit makes the play, and that'll do it. Wind almost took that into the seats. 1-2 inning for Heel. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Trivia answer time. Mariners one of 5 expansion teams to be founded in Seattle since 1960. Who are the other 4? So we've got the Kraken, the Sonics, the Seahawks, and this is the trick. The Seattle Pilots. Let's see.
To say the Pilots, where did they go?
Milwaukee. They became the Brewers after 1 year.
All right.
1 year they gave them, and then they moved to Milwaukee. Audi scoreboard 0-0 as Gleyber Torres takes a strike from Kikuchi.
As I remember, Michael, the Seattle Pilots, didn't they have like baby blue and yellow uniforms?
I believe so, yep. And if I remember correctly, they didn't move to Milwaukee until like right before the season in the second year. It was such a mess. And then Seattle finally got the Mariners, and it's a great franchise in a beautiful city. So I've got a little mini trivia question for you, Paul. Do you think that the Mariner franchise is at least close to playing as many games in Safeco / T-Mobile Park than they were at the Kingdom, or do you think it's still years away?
No, I think it's very close now because I played in Safeco and I've been out of the game a long time. So, yeah, I think it might even be more in Safeco at this point.
They're 8 games away. By the end of the month, they will have played more in their new ballpark than they played in the Kingdom. Pretty amazing.
I get on that? An A, B?
You got an A.
Plus? What did I get? I got an A.
Yeah. A- because you threw in it could be more, and that was, you just blew it. You tried to get too smart. 1755 to 1747. It's a great walking town too, Paul. A lot of hills and great views, beautiful sights. Just a great city.
Day games, it was always the Metropolitan Grill at night, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you walked into the Metropolitan Grill, which is a beautiful steakhouse in Seattle, and you'd see everybody there. I mean, it's like everybody went. If you were an autograph, so you could just hang outside the Metropolitan Grill.
Hey.
2-2. Scoop the other way and out of play. Torres with a double in the second inning. 2-2 count now here in the fourth. Line into right center field. It's a base hit. Cutting over is Bowers. And Torres with a leadoff single here in the fourth inning.
Well, Gleyber Torres, 2 quality at bats so far today. Double to the left. Now a little line drive to right center. And that's the ball, if you can cover, that you'll get the balls inside. Pitchers aren't going to challenge you if you don't show them you can hit this ball away. Great swing.
So here's Rougned Odor. Hit a line drive caught by Fraley in left field in the second. Good at bat for him. 3 infielders on the right side for Odor. That one skied the other way. Fraley battling the wind. Makes the catch for the first out. Now, James gave me the info on the Pilots. The Seattle Pilots, after playing 1 year in Seattle, moved a week before opening day. The moving trucks left spring training and waited in Provo, Utah to get word on whether to go to Seattle or Milwaukee. How about those poor players, huh? Where do you get lodging? Where are you going to stay?
So when you're hanging out in Provo, Utah, just
runner goes, and he's going to make it.
Like Gleyber Torres hurt his hand going into second base, but a great kind of a cheat steal there, just taking off on Kikuchi. Kind of walking and just going.
Paul, I'm going to give you a fascinating stat. Looked like that hand hit the bag too hard, and now the Yankees are going to come out and take a look. That is the Yankees' 19th stolen base since the All-Star break. No team has more.
Well, they definitely changed the way they played baseball for a while, and hopefully Gleyber Torres didn't jam that wrist too bad. Looks like it's actually on the wrist that's protected. But you remember now when a lot of people went down, you had Greg Allen, you Brett Gardner, guys were kind of pushing the envelope a little bit, stealing bases. Boy, I love that part of the game. I think it puts a ton of pressure on the defense and also sets up more opportunities for men in scoring position.
It does. Seems to be the left hand. It seems to be he's in some pain. Looks like he's going to stay in.
Yeah, usually when the trainer will ask you to, squeeze with that hand that you've injured, and if you have the strength in it, then usually you're going to be okay. It's, sometimes when you have no strength in that hand, obviously makes it very difficult to play the game of baseball.
Paul, isn't the oven mitt usually on the left hand? I always remember on the left hand for runners.
Yeah, I never wore one, so I don't know rhyme or reason why you would pick one hand or the other. Obviously, you have an injury or something, you would grab dirt or something like that so you wouldn't drag that hand. But now they go to those gloves.
Hit sharply and speared by Seager, who's having a big game at third. 2 away as Torres stays at second.
Let's see it. Hitting the deck there, trying to protect the head. You just hope that he did not jam that wrist or finger. It is definitely the left hand that he's trying to get loose.
So here's Jonathan Davis.
Ever tell you I'm not a big fan of the head first slide?
You have told me that. I just remember in your final year when you rang up those 20 steals, they're all feet first.
You're telling me they were.
Yeah, I mean, from Cincinnati, and that's all Pete Rose did was the head first slide.
Yeah, I thought it was cool when he did it. Well, I tell you what, every time I did it, I got up thinking, why did I even attempt that? Knees are scraped up, hand hurt. I've just seen so many injuries over the years. Derek Jeter, Cal Daniels, who I played with in Cincinnati, kind of derailed his career, separated his shoulder. So it's a dangerous part of the game if it's not necessary.
The 0-2. 1-2 on Davis. Torres leads off second. 2 men out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-0 here at the stadium. 2-2.
Brought his own towel to the ballpark, Michael. I don't know that I've ever seen a yellow towel in the Yankee dugout.
We have really been together too long. I'm just thinking he brought his grandmother's towel there because I've never seen that in all these years. Ever seen a yellow towel. Maybe it's a lucky towel or something.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Usually everything in that dugout is either an offshoot of blue or white. You don't see yellow much. Swing and a miss. Davis down on strike, so Kikuchi works out of trouble. No runs to hit. 1 man left. We go to the 5th. Per game in the last 13 games, and they're 4-9 during that time. Giants first team to reach 70 wins. No one would have predicted that. Jorge Soler doing very well with Atlanta after coming over from KC. Bowers takes low as we start the 5th inning. Boston leading Toronto 6-2. That's in the 4th inning. And Tampa Bay trailing Baltimore 5-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Peralta getting ready. Pitch count getting up there for Heel. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 for Heel.
These are just good pitches. Second strike, he powered low in the strike zone, and then he's finishing off a lot of hitters up in the strike zone. See, he just cannot stay on top of that fastball. Watch the bat head completely underneath the baseball.
8 strikeouts, 2 walks, back to the top of the order. And Toro. Slider in there for a strike. Hit sharply and grabbed by the 3rd baseman, Odor. Third baseman, according to the lineup card, but obviously playing on the second base side of the bag in the shift. So 2 down. That brings up Haniger.
You wonder if Peralta was up to face Seager if he had some issues this inning. But if he does get through this inning 1, 2, 3, if he'll run him back out there in the 6th.
Two 2-0 on Haniger. Haniger 1 for 2. Two 2-1. Fouled away. He's at 90 pitches. The 2-2. 3-2. And I agree, Paul. I think if he loses Haniger, although he's pitched great, they're just going to bring in Peralta for Seager. So he probably knows that. So make a good pitch here. Grounded and backhanded by Torres. They throw to first. They got it. So he has retired 7 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 5th inning. We are halfway through here at the stadium. Nice play by the Yankee shortstop. 0-0 right here on Yes. Top his first major league start. Well, he's coming pretty close. 6 shutout innings in the first start. He's got 5 shutout innings here in his second start. He has looked in command, in control, pumped up, and doing his thing. And his thing probably means 5 innings, 2 hits, and no runs allowed. Second Yankee all time to not allow a run in the first 2 major league starts. The other one, Slow Joe Doyle. And I hope that has something to do with the changeup.
Slow Joe, 1906. That's a while ago. Oh, what a way to start your major league career. 11 scoreless innings. We talked about, how is he going to, react to a jam? Well, we saw him get out of that. You see just perfect demeanor on the mound. Then you see excitement and intensity on big outs. I mean, you just love what you see, Michael.
Yeah, he's been a revelation, 23 years old, and the reason he got the call was just simply out of desperation. They didn't have starters. With both Montgomery and Cole testing positive for COVID on top of Perman going on the IL, they were down serious starting power, and they had to reach down to the minors, and it was Heel's turn, and boy, he's made the most of it. Chop toward third. Seager charges. Fields fires. Got him. Nice play by Seager. Really flashing the leather today.
Yeah, it seems like you've been saying that a lot, Michael. He's fielded the hard ground balls, and now you got to come in on one, kind of a do-or-die play. It's all about that transition there, getting rid of the ball quickly, and he does both. If you're Scott Service, you got to be very happy at the bounce back Kikuchi has thrown today, because we talked in the pregame, his last 5 games have not been good. 1-3 with a 6.33 ERA, and home runs in his last 7 starts. Nothing today.
Gets the low strike call, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes, 2 away.
I won't say that one pitch leads to another, but when you consistently get that low pitch called, then you get into 2 strike counts, you go to cover it, and then the pitcher just goes lower.
There's Joey Gallo, a walk and a strikeout. Ah, strike.
So far this inning, this has been a pretty big strike zone. Ball's off the corner, ball's low in the zone. Tough inning to hit.
Gallo shows bunt with all of the left side open, and the Mariners go, please, do it. 1-1. And he does it. And the Mariners will take it. Joey Gallo wants a single. We'll give him a single. Keep him out of the right field porch.
If you let off an inning, you'd be a standing O. With 2 outs, though, you're giving Stanton an opportunity now to drive one in the gap or put one in the seats. And if you're Joey Gallo, maybe you don't feel good off Kikuchi. Maybe you're not seeing the ball well from a lefty. So, you know, you don't know what's going on through his head, but the base hit is a base hit.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Paul, that he's just not picking it up off Kikuchi. 1-0 on Stanton.
Michael, I think we need to take a little break. You know that I'm off tomorrow night. When you do the Kansas, we're starting to think a lot alike. That means we've been spending way too much time together here in this studio and on the prompter, right?
Well, I've got another thing to tell you. We both have Kansas City off. We both thought alike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll give you a call tomorrow night. See how you're enjoying the game.
2-0 on Stanton. It'll be the great Ryan Ruocco and David Cohn in the booth for the game tomorrow. So we did some research on Slow Joe Doyle. It was because he had a slow pace on the mound, Paul. Reports at the time said Doyle was slow on purpose. His idea being that his tediousness will exasperate the opposing batsman, cause them to swing at anything. Others called him a menace to the game and the human snail. Well, we know it worked in his first 2 starts. He didn't allow a run.
Wow.
And there's a walk to Stanton. Paul, and we also have some towel information we've been given. You know, we have not been in the Yankee clubhouse for 2 years now because of protocol, and they'll come out and talk with Kikuchi now. And all the Yankees have yellow towels, but we just don't see them, and they don't usually bring them into the dugout. So it's not a security blanket for Luis. It's just a towel he took from the clubhouse. I'll tell you what, Paul, if he keeps throwing up, you know, scoreless outings, they're going to put together yellow towel night here at the stadium. Give him out.
Like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the terrible towels,
yes.
Waving them in the stands, huh?
So once again, Luke Voigt in his first game back, up in a big moment. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 3rd. Now first and second, 2 outs in the 5th.
If you remember his last at bat, it was a lot of fastballs up out of the strike zone, and Luke Voigt went after him and then finally finished him off with a cutter or slider in the dirt. Luke Voigt, I mean, the key to hitting obviously is swinging at strikes. Has got to find that strike zone.
Fouled that one straight back, 0-1. Beautiful slider in there. So 0-2, Voit down on the count.
Probably the best slider he's thrown all day. This locked up looped Voit. Now a lot of options for Kikuchi. Back to the high fastball or something in the dirt.
Holds up on the fastball. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, looking for a run. Neither team has been able to plate one. Two and two. Yankees have 5 straight wins and looking to make it 6. I'm sorry, Paul.
The good news is Kikuchi getting close to 100 pitches. The Yankees have had all kinds of success against the Seattle bullpen in this series, and the Yankees bullpen have been really good. So you love your chances if you get into the bullpen in a tie game.
About to throw pitch number 97. High pop-up on the right side. Long run, and the catch is made by France. Bowers was hustling, but France was right there to end the inning. We'll go to the 6th at 0-0. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now with summer-only savings on all models. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. And by FanDuel, more ways to win. We go to the 6th inning, 0-0 on the Montefiore scoreboard. Yankees have 4 hits, Seattle 2. Seattle left 5 runners on base. The Yankees have left 8 runners on base. And now they turn to Wandy Peralta, who started a game earlier in the series, the one on Friday, and pitched very, very well.
A really good matchup inning for Peralta, as good as he is against lefty, with Seager leading off and then Kelenic coming up third.
So Luis Gil again outstanding for the Yankees. A big time start, second big league start. Pretty much as impressive as the first. Two 2-0 on the check swing by Seager. Seager struck out twice against Gil. Foul back.
You know what makes Gil's first 2 outings that much more impressive, Michael, is I mean, these aren't September call-up games where you're just getting an opportunity. I mean, these were big games. Coming in here, you're fighting against a team. With the wild card, it seems like every game lately has been close, intense, and to watch what he's done, I mean, you can't help but be impressed.
3-1 on Seager. Ty France on deck. 3 infielders right side for Seager. 3-2.
It's a pitch you really got to watch out for. Seager knows how to hit in Yankee Stadium. You remember the one that he just fisted out the other night. That ball on the inner half that's doesn't have movement in is a ball that he could get to.
Grounded foul.
That's a completely different pitch. That's a two-seamer kind of rolling back in, and that's a ball that you can't. I felt that was the hardest pitch to hit, Michael. That's the one that sent you home when you're ready to go home and call it quits. That two-seamer in off a lefty, just the ball that you cannot quite get to. You do lose a little bat speed as you get older, but just a tough pitch to hit.
That one is ripped to right field. That ball is going to be in there. One hop up against the wall. Judge plays it beautifully, fires in, holds Seager to a single.
Again, Seager knows the ballpark, knows how to hit well in the ballpark, but knows Aaron Judge. See, this ball gets out over the plate and gives him an opportunity to get around it and just hook it down the line. Aaron Judge plays it perfectly. Good solid throw. You know, leadoff single, so much different than a leadoff double. And Seager knows no chance.
Here's Ty France. And he fouls it off. France has struck out and walked. You know, Paul mentioned good spot to bring in Peralta with lefty, righty, then lefty, and it's no accident. And the Yankees call it, well, it's called throughout baseball as lanes, finding lanes for certain pitchers. And I'm sure when they were mapping this out at the start, this was the lane they were going to bring in Peralta. 1-1.
I don't know that the game plan had Seager, the lefty, leading off with one off the wall, though, Mike.
No.
That's the only problem.
Sometimes the game goes off script, Paul.
As our broadcasts do, too, once in a while, right?
This could be two. There's one. And there's two. A 1-4-3 double play.
Back on script, Michael, and that is a big play for Peralta. You hold your breath. You got what you wanted, but you got to make a good throw, which he did. Easy double play once you get the ball to LeMahieu.
So here's Jared Kelenic. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And there's a strike, couldn't hold up. And Paul talked about the importance of Judge's play. Right there is the importance of Judge's play. You don't make that play, it's a double. You're not looking at 2 outs, nobody on. One and one on Kelenic. Kelenic is singled and struck out. Inside, just missed Kelnic's hands. 2-1. Grounded softly to Voit. He'll take it himself, and a good inning for Peralta. No runs a hit. And because of the double play, nobody left on base. Still looking for a run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. When the Yankees take on the White Sox in MLB at Field of Dreams, presented by Geico. Catch all the action Thursday, August 12th. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Field looks great. The whole setup looks great. Montefiore scoreboard, 0-0. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning at the stadium. And that'll do it for Kikuchi as Casey Sadler comes on in his 18th game of the year. As you can see, he could walk a guy. 8 walks in 17 2/3 and 16 strikeouts.
Michael, I might have to brush up on Field of Dreams. It's been about a while since I watched that movie, you know, just to put it in perspective of what we're doing at the major league level. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's really cool. And obviously cool that the Yankees and the White Sox are in it.
Now I'm legitimately frightened. I'm driving into work today. I said, you know what? I should watch Field of Dreams tonight.
We do need some time off.
Wow,
right?
Just time away. There's Gleyber Torres.
The cornfields, Michael. We'll go to Iowa together for a few days. Really brush up on it.
0-1. Riding's up for the Yankees in their bullpen. He's been impressive in his 2 outings. 0-2. Sadler picked up off waivers from the Cubs last September. He's 31 years old. And how about Torres? He's 3 for 3 today. Couple singles and a double. He leads off with a single here in the 6th.
You know, this is, if you watch Torres, this is one of those just like flat-footed swings. You see the ball up there, oh yeah, I can get to that, and you just swat it, put it out into left field. Again, another kind of a defensive swing, but boy, it ended up with another base hit. 3 for 3 for Gleyber Torres. And I tell you what, that is probably the best news the Yankees have had today. Other than the, you know, heel pitching well, is, you know, he not being injured where he had to come out of the game and still out there playing.
Torres 11 for his last 25. Here's Odor. 2 fly balls to left. And Odor gets hit on the foot, and he's going to take first base. He had squared to bunt. And they check with the third base umpire, Alfonso Marquez. No, he did not offer, so he does take first base.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be looked at by Scott Service. You know, the bat head is out, and he looks like he did bring it back. It's a legitimate hit by pitch. Boy, look at that finger over the barrel of the bat. That's a dangerous way to bunt. You can ask David Cohn. Those fingers need to be underneath where you don't get them sandwiched between the baseball and the bat.
Now looks like something's up with Odor. Is it from the hit by pitch? Looks like it might be.
Yeah, he was it hit by pitch the other night, or did he foul a pitch off? Remember, he had some issues the other day with the foot. You just hope that it's not the same spot.
All right, so as they check him out, let's manage a bit here, Paul. So he was looking to bunt, as you'll see, where he got hit. Kind of off the arch.
Back foot.
Are you bunting with Higashioka? And then obviously the Yankees would then send up Gardner to pinch hit for Davis.
Yeah, it's an option, no doubt about it. I think Higgy has had some good at-bats recently. I think if you're Aaron Boone, that you know, you might give him a swing and kind of read how he's seeing the baseball. But if you do bunt, obviously a good bunt brings Brett Gardner to the plate and puts the pressure on Seattle.
Well, as they were checking out Odor, Higashioka was talking with Phil Nevin. So let's see what they do. They're not in at third. They're about even with the bag. They're in at first. Squares the bunt. Strike one. Higashioka's 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to third. That's who the Yankees have on the bench. The 3 lefties, Gardner, Wade, and Brantley.
You know, I always felt that this was an easier bunt to make. You know, man on first and second. All you'd have to do is really bunt the ball hard to the third baseman, Seager, make him field the ball. everybody kind of cruises in. But, you know, the other way around, when you have to try to pull it around to first base or deaden it to third base, much harder bunt, in my opinion.
So Francis in on the grass at first. And they chase Torres back to second. Now, Torres does have 12 stolen bases. That's why Seattle is about even with the bag at third with Seager, and they're not in. And if Higashioka does want to bunt, as Paul said, he wants to bunt to third, not to first. And now Seager's back even more. And he's swinging away. Pitch inside. 1-1. And another long look down at Nevin. 19 stolen bases since the All-Star break, the most in the majors. They had 20 before the All-Star break, the fewest in the majors. It's like Freaky Friday. And does not get it done. Here comes Seager. Makes the play for the first out.
Well, that first pitch was a breaking ball that the attempt of the bunt didn't look good. And I think Aaron Boone went away from it. And now you are going to see Brett Gardner come to the plate for a big pinch hit opportunity.
Well, the other night, Gardner was the hero with the walk-off hit. And here comes Service. So the only lefty they have out there is Anthony Misevich. They're going to take the ball from Sadler. Gardner's pinch hitting for Davis. They'll go to the bullpen. Yankees have runners on first and second. And it is not Misevich coming in. So the Yankees will try to score here in the bottom of the sixth.
But I guess if you're the manager, you want that. Thinks he can get out of this inning. But they've gone to Sewald, who we've seen in this series a lot. Good slider. He's having a great year.
Well, Sewald is the one who gave up the home run to Joey Gallo. First game of this series, and now he'll face Gardner with runners on first and second. Sewald's had a very good year. Former Met has rediscovered his effectiveness here in Seattle. Oh, 0-1.
Best case scenario, Michael, is to come off the bench as a pinch hitter, see a pitch, and it's ball one. Well, that was ball one, but it was called strike one. Now, if you're Brett Gardner, you're in a hole coming off the bench because a pitch called off the plate.
One and one. So Seattle got an excellent start from Kikuchi. Took him out after 5. Sadler with a single of Torres, hit Odor with a pitch, got Higashioka to pop to third. And now Sewald on to face the pinch hitter Gardner, pinch hitting for Davis. Clouds overhead, but the field bathed in sunlight, the most it's been all day. One and two.
Well, now if you're Brett Gardner, you are in defensive mode. Try to stay in, get jammed, do anything you can to try to fight that ball off, put it in play.
Foul back.
You see that pitch from Sewald right there. From his delivery, most of the time from a left-hander's point of view, you would see that sidearm delivery thinking that that ball was kind of running and tailing away from you. That was a four-seam fastball that held its line on the inside corner. A little bit tougher to handle.
Torres off second, Odor off first. Runners go, and the pitch foul back. Well, Gardner had to protect with 2 strikes. That was probably a double steal right there. I think they both make it.
It's a gutsy call if it was. Gleyber Torres, I mean, you have to have almost a running jump from second base, which he did. Sewald never made him stop. And obviously with 2 strikes, Brett Gardner has to protect and try to stay in there as a hitter.
Torres had 12 stolen bases in his career coming into this season, and he has 12 this season. Looking for number 13 there. 1-2. 2-2 on Gardner, who is working it against Sewald here in this at bat. On deck is DJ LeMahieu. Making Torres dive back. No one was there.
You see Torres grabbing, you know, that hand that you heard earlier, his left hand, kind of holding something in it, which will keep your hand gripped, where you won't get that hand extended again.
And you could actually see, Paul, they've taped up the hand. It wasn't taped up previously. And he has that
sweatband.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you as a runner, you can grab some dirt or grab a sweatband, something to you know, where you don't think about it, to extend those fingers and that hand out.
Sewald sets, checks the runner at second. Again, a fake to second, forcing Torres to dive back.
Yeah, after that running lead where he had a great jump, I don't think that Sewald is going to let that happen again. I think the steal play is basically off at this point because he is making him stop.
Sewald certainly preoccupied with Torres. Just puts one more layer of worry in a pitcher's head now dealing with the Yankees, that they've added the stolen base into their arsenal. Never used to be a worry. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Gardner for the second out.
Well, Sewald went to his bread and butter, the slider, and he got it to break down and in on the back foot of a lefty. Lefties love this pitch.
All right, so big spot for LeMahieu, who was 1 for 3 today. Swing and a miss.
You see why Sewald has had so much success this year, especially against righties with that good sweeping slider. That is a pitch that DJ LeMahieu can handle if he goes the other way.
Well, Seawald has slowed this to a crawl. LeMahieu was waiting for him to get on the mound. Now they're ready. Waved at that pitch, 0-2. Yankees have left 8 runners on base over the first 5. And they have 2 runners on here in the 6th with 2 outs. Crowd doing the wave. The 0-2. Push the envelope a little bit more. This time LeMahieu holds up 1-2.
They intentionally, I think, showed him a fastball there to get him off the slider so he can go back to it.
Fouled that off. Mariners trying to salvage the final game of this 4-game set. Yankees looking for the sweep. They're 5-10 going for a sweep, but they succeeded their last time. That was against Miami. 1-2. On the hands, foul back. Still 1-2. Two strikes this season, 265. And you may say, well, is that good? Yeah, that's good. The major league average with 2 strikes is 161. Torres off second. Odor off first. 2 men out. Bottom of the 6th, 0-0. And the 1-2. Foul back. Still 1-2.
Well, it's easy for me to kind of guess along with the pitches here, Michael, and how, pitchers are going about hitters. But Seawald has really mixed this up. 2 wave and misses, strike 1, strike 2 with a slider, and then he has tried to sneak the fastball by him.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. 1-2. Just missed. 2-2. Yankees had first and second, nobody out. Now it's first and second, 2 outs, and the leadoff hitter, DJ LeMahieu, with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Impressive performance by Seawald, striking out the pinch hitter Gardner and then LeMahieu. We go to the 7th inning. It's 0-0 on Yes. In part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. By the Ford Explorer, the official SUV of the New York Yankees. Visit buyfordnow.com. And by FW Webb, the official plumbing, heating, cooling, and PVF supplier to the New York Yankees. Brett Gardner takes over in center field. He pinch hit for Davis. And Steven Ridings will pitch in his 3rd big league game. His first one, he rings up 3 strikeouts. Last time out, didn't strike anybody out, didn't give up a run, so far so good. Cadillac scoreboard, 0-0. The Yankees have left at least 1 runner on base in every single one of the 6 innings, 10 total.
Yeah, they have had opportunities today, no doubt about it. In both teams, if you look at it, but still 0-0 in a game.
So here's Raleigh. He's 0 for 2, reached on An unfair throwing error charged to Luke Voigt. Nobody was covering second. And then with a fly ball to right. So 0 for 2. That's the only error in this game for the Yankees and the Mariners. Ridings with a blistering fastball, real good slider. And he starts off with this with a cutter, I guess. Count 0-1.
I guess when you throw 100, your cutter looks like a slider because it had a lot of break on it.
3 infielders on the right side for Raleigh. Another close game, and that's what the Yankees play. It's unbelievable. 60 games decided by 1 or 2 runs by the Yankees. You see Licky getting ready. And they are 39-21 in those games, which is outstanding. Now, to even narrow it, in 1-run games, there have been 30 of them for the Yankees, and they're 19-11. And that's usually a testament to a pretty good bullpen. Swing and a miss. 99 miles an hour. Raleigh down on strikes.
Well, I tell you what, Ridings has been fun to watch. Nasty slider in 100, or let's just call it 99 by you for strike 3. Some of these young kids coming up, Michael, I mean, you can only be impressed with the Yankee organization and some of the young arms. We've seen Heel, now we've seen Ridings.
And Heel and Ridings, I mean, really, they were called up out of desperation. The Yankees were simply running out of arms to be at the big league level, and Ridings wasn't even on the 40-man roster, so he was not in their plans for 2021, and here he is getting big outs. Obviously a real smart move by the Yankees, picking him up off the scrap heap. Kansas City Royals released him. Worked on his own. Kind of refined some things, throws harder. What a find. 1-1. There's a strike. 1 and 2, and you can see how he's moved up in the pecking order, because in order to make room for Heel on the major league roster, Yankees sent down Nick Nelson. Nick Nelson was clearly ahead of Ridings in the organizational depth chart, and again, he was on the 40 and Ridings wasn't. But here's Ridings pitching in the 7th inning of the game, where the Yankees are looking to sweep the Mariners and stay in the hunt for the wild card and the AL East. 1-2. And you have to also look at it this way to take a real positive spin on this. Swing and a miss. The Yankees call up Ridings and Heel out of desperation, and it does speak to the incredible depth of the organization. And we saw the depth of the organization in the trades for Gallo and for Rizzo, and then you know, they desperately need arms, and they go down a little bit deeper than they would want to, and you come up with these arms.
Well, I tell you what, I have been impressed with Heel and Ridings. I mean, Ridings right here, I mean, his release point, because of his height, to be able to throw 100 and then snap off a breaking ball, that's hard to imagine how an organization as the Royals could give up on it.
How about this, Paul? The Yankee coaching staff, the major league coaching staff, and their manager, Aaron Boone, had never seen him throw a pitch until they saw him in the big leagues a couple of days ago. That was it. He wasn't a spring training invite. They never saw him in Tampa.
Yeah, that's an amazing story, and it's, boy, it got to be eye-opening for Aaron Boone.
Strike. One, two. Popped up, shallow, right center. Coming on Judge, he dives, and he does not make the play. It'll be a single for Moore. Second base umpire Tim Timmons right there. And Judge still down on one knee. Now Judge thinks he made the catch.
Timmons is out there. We'll see. That's close. To really slow that one down. His glove. You saw Ridings in his reaction when he made the pitch. I mean, it was a jam shot, but he missed with his location. And he's screaming at himself, but a cheap bloop hit. Remember, you got 2 outs. You're in a 0-0 game. You got to recover from that. Get big out right here with Bowers.
And Ridings calls out Higashioka. He wants to talk with him. And you take a quick glance at Ridings, Paul, and you almost wonder if under that Yankee pinstripe uniform is a Vote for Pedro t-shirt. A little Napoleon Dynamite look.
I can see that.
Yeah. So here's Jake Bowers. And Ridings steps off. Top of the 7th inning, 2 outs, runner on first base, 0-0 Yankees and the Mariners. Coming up next for the Yankees, they will head to KC after the game. 3 games against the Royals. Then the Field of Dreams game in Iowa. Friday is a day off, and then they complete the series against the White Sox in Chicago on Saturday and Sunday. Two and 0. Diving back is Moore. Moore leads off first, 2 outs. The 2-0. Strike. 2-1. Heel, he went 5. Peralta a scoreless 6th, and now Ridings here in the 7th. Warner goes. Fouled away, 2-2. Nice play by a fan. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Well, usually pitchers, in Riding's case, that are tall, hard throwers are usually very slow to home plate. But he has been holding more and, you know, really deliberate between every pitch. So tough to get a jump, but he is slow going to the plate.
Runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Filthy slider. And Ridings rings up 3 more strikeouts. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. What a pitch. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees and Mariners, 0-0, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? Today, the New York Yankees are honoring as their veteran of the game, United States Navy Captain Mike Bowers from Wyckoff, New Jersey, who served during the Cold War. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, Yankee Stadium organist Ed Alstrom's rendition of God Bless America.
He's 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, leaving 10 on base. Check out the bottom note. This is the 4th scoreless game entering the 7th this season, and the Yankees scored in the 7th in each of the previous 3 and won those previous 3. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Sewald's still in there. Got the final 2 outs of the 6th. And Judge with a big cut, trying to untie it right there, 0-1.
So, Micah, you're calling a run here in the 7th, huh?
That's
just
what
on
the
percentages?
That's what the analytics say.
Okay.
There's a strike, and Judge is going, really? He thought that was outside. No, that was a strike. So 1-2 on Judge. Judge is 0 for 2 with a walk. Yankees have 5 hits. Seattle with 4. Outside, 2-2. The thing that's so fascinating about baseball is that every single game is interconnected. And what John Flaherty just said in the middle of the innings is that the performance yesterday by Heaney gives the Yankees a much better bullpen today than they would have had if he bailed out after that 2nd inning. So he gave them 6, and now they're set up for whatever this game leads to. And otherwise, they would have been in a lot of trouble, especially a day following using 9 relievers.
I think Loaizaga went back-to-back days, so he's probably out. So, you know, if you do get a lead, it's probably going to be Zach Britton to close it out. But
2-2. Swing and a miss. One away. So 3 strikeouts in a row for Sewald.
Yeah, much better stuff today. You really can see how his numbers, the numbers he's racked up this year. Sharp slider, little crossfire fastball in the mid-90s. Extremely tough on righties.
And here's the man who hit the 3-run home run off him earlier in this series, and it's Joey Gallo. Nobody on. Sewald against Gallo. Gallo with a bunt single his last time up, 1 for 2 with a walk. 0-1. Well, fans go to Yes Network on Twitter and vote for the Montefiore Doing More Player of the Week. Is it number 1, Giancarlo Stanton? Number 2, the Yankees bullpen. Yeah, all of them. Or number 3, Joey Gallo. One and one. Yankees also could look up at the out-of-town scoreboard, see Boston's leading Toronto 8-4 in the 7th, and now Tampa Bay has come back to tie Baltimore 5-5 in the top of the 8th. And here's the home run against Sewald. Also interesting that Sewald and Gallo both went to the same high school. Bishop Gorman High School in Vegas. Swing and a miss. Vegas producing a lot of baseball talent. Bryce Harper having an MVP type season. Joey Gallo, one of the most desired players on the trade market before the deadline. Paul Sewald's having a great year. Chris Bryant. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He has struck out all 4 Yankees he's faced.
Well, we saw the replay of the home run, and it was on a slider, and you saw hard stuff in this at bat. Threw the ball by Joey Gallo.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Inside, 2-0. So Stanton's been on base twice today, hit by a pitch and walked. He's 0 for 1. Coming into the game, he had a 5-game hitting streak with multiple hits in each game. That's a career high for him. Well, you watch Sewald and you wonder how he had a 5.50 ERA in 4 seasons with the Mets. Mets non-tendered him in December. Mariners took a flyer on him. They love this slider, and he's been throwing it more this season. He's a different pitcher. Foul ball.
You see Stanton's frustration. Can't get the bat out of the way. Cost him a strike, but the foul ball.
Two-two. Chop toward first. France Fields. And we'll tag out Stanton, and Sewald retires the Yankees in order. So we're going to the 8th inning at 0-0. Coverage cam, and it's covering Gleyber's day. Gleyber Torres has certainly done it with 3 hits, a double, a single, his 12th stolen base of the year. Beautiful play in the field. And then why not another single to complete, up to this point, a fine day. Good job by the T-Mobile coverage cam. They picked the right guy to follow all day, and he's earned it. Hyundai scoreboard, top of the 8th. It's 0-0. 5 hits for the Yanks, 4 for Seattle. And Lucas Litke will come on for the Yankees. He'll be their 4th pitcher. He'll start it. Went 5, scoreless. Peralta, scoreless 6. Ridings, scoreless 7th. And now Litke. Top of the order, Toro, Haniger, and Seager against Litke. One 1-0 on Abraham Toro, who's 0 for 3 today. A couple of fly balls to center, and then lined out to Odor, who was on the right side of second base during the shift. Strike from Litke, 1-1. Steckenrider. I'll tell you what, when there's a 4-game series, you're going to see everybody. We've seen everybody.
Especially when, you know, the games have been decided, close games in the bullpen. You're right. There's no strangers at this point.
$17 for 43. That's what Toro has been in the 12 games since coming over from Houston. Odor deep at third, fairly close to the line. For Toro swinging from the right side. LeMahieu shades up the middle. 2-2.
I love those bouncing curveballs, Michael. When they showed the placement on the fifth, that ball hit the grass. I think the location, little dot that you see.
Two. Chop foul. Well, Tampa Bay, a Brett Phillips grand slam is second in about 2 weeks. Leads Baltimore 9-5, bottom of the 8th inning. And while the Yankees have been hot, the Rays have been hot as well. 2-2. Grounded to third. Knocked down, booted, and that's going to be an E5. So Toro will reach on the E5 by Odor.
Well, you're at a position you're not accustomed to, and you see kind of just caught in between. And if you're at second base here, you relay the ball over, you just knock it down, but not fielded it clean from the third base. No chance.
Now the Yankees have gotten by with Odor at third, but obviously he's not familiar with the position. He's playing it out of necessity because LeMahieu has a triceps issue. So the throw from third is more difficult than the throw from second. See with Haniger, his splits against lefties and righties. Although Aaron Boone gave good news today on Urshela. He said he's progressing well, and at the end of the 10 days he should come off the IL. That'll be Wednesday. The 0-1. 0-2 on Haniger. He did some defensive work today and hit off Corey Kluber in the sim game yesterday, so he's pretty close to ready with that hamstring problem. One and two. We're in the 8th inning at the stadium. 0-0. Yankees and the Mariners. The Yankees looking for their 6th straight win, which would match a season high. They did that back in May. The crowd here at the stadium on this Sunday afternoon, 35,437. Two and two. Toro leads off first. Another one in the dirt, 3-2.
Another kind of a spiked curveball there, and a good job by Hickey. But Litke, I mean, his objective is to either have the ball cutting in to the lefty or to the righty and fading away, nothing straight. That's where he gets in problems if he doesn't have movement. He needs movement on every pitch.
And he walked him. So in a jam, 1st and 2nd, nobody out here in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up the dangerous Kyle Seager.
All of a sudden, with the air and now ball 4, you're setting up an inning for Seattle. One of their better hitters, Kyle Seager. You see 70 RBIs on the year.
There's a strike. Slider whispers across the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, good location on that. Seager, you can tell in this whole series has been kind of cheating to get to that ball inside and just hit the fly ball to the Yankee seats in right field.
Toro off second, Haniger off first. Nobody out here in the 8th. 1-1. Seager 1 for 3 today, a couple of strikeouts and a single. That one is drilled to right field. On the run is Judge. He can't get there. And then it bounces into the seats. That'll allow Toro to score. Haniger will move to third. It's an RBI double for Seager. First run of the game. Seattle leads 1-0.
Well, Aaron Judge does all he can to try to get to this ball, and once he doesn't, it hits the dirt and into the stands. But a huge hit for Seager. You see this ball just kind of sits over the middle of the plate, does not end up away. Gives Seager an opportunity to put the bat on the ball and just kind of hit that humpback line drive that Aaron Judge just cannot get to.
So close. Yankees have to bring the infield in for France. And he could not hold up. 0-1. It all started with an E5, then a walk, and that double. Yankees have really strong arms in left and right. So a fly ball there of medium range. I don't know if Haniger's going to go. Definite red lights in the corners for the Yanks. Another block by Higashioka. 1-2.
He's been able to throw the slider or the cutter for strikes, but the curveball he's been bouncing a lot, not able to throw it for a strike or even keep it in the strike zone where he'll get a swing and a miss. Everything has been bounced.
Infield in. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Litke. France down swinging. That'll bring up Kelnick.
We went back to the curveball, and this one is in the strike zone for a while. And then out of the strike zone, you get the swing and the miss. You're right, Michael. That's a huge out for Litke.
So here's Kelnick. Infield remains in. 3 infielders on the right side for the lefty swinging rookie. He's 1 for 3 today. Lays off that pitch, dropping out of the zone, 1-0. Haniger at third. Seager is at second. Seager just picked up his 71st rookie, having a really good year in his final season of his contract with Seattle. There's a strike. 1-1. On deck is Raleigh. The Yankees would love to get Kelnick back the infield up, take some pressure off, but Kelnick's been a tough out for them. 1-1. Dribble foul behind the plate. Now 1-2.
Well, he's got to this 2-strike count with sliders, has not really shown him a good curveball. So if he's got one, he could use it here and get the strikeout. But it's got to be a good one.
Wind still whipping in from left field. You can see the glossy part of the uniforms kind of flapping. Two and two. Not much flash to it, but boy, in this series, Higashioka has just blocked a truckload of pitches in the dirt to no fanfare.
Again, his fundamentals are so good about moving his body to the side and using his chest to block the ball. And it's all about picking up the ball early and being quick to get out there. But again, Litke went to the curveball to try to get the strikeout, was not able to throw it for its strike.
So what does he do on 2-2? Again, another block, 3-2. That curveball has not done much for him in this appearance.
He got the one big strikeout, but then back to back, and neither even close.
Bounced at least 5 since coming in. So a 3-2 count on Kelenic. Second and third, one man out. Infield in. Strike 3. Kelenic down looking. Got him on the slider. And the rookie barking at the home plate umpire. Hardly see a rookie ever react like that, but he did. And
yeah, this was a hanging slider that Litke got the benefit of the doubt because this ball didn't have a lot of bite. And actually, Higgy really brought that down naturally, which made the pitch look much better than it was.
Now Scott Service is going to come out and talk with Barrett, but I'll tell you what, Kelenic in the third, and we threw him out, was barking and Barrett let him get away with a lot. Usually a youngster like that does not argue so much with an umpire, and Barrett gave him a lot of latitude. It might have been Service who got thrown out. I'm not sure if Kelenic got thrown. Now Service is thrown out, so it's Kelenic and Service. Paula, I'm curious, you know, later in your career you were known for a fiery temper and you would get into it with umpires every now and then. When you first came up, did you really feel that was your place?
You know what, it's most of the time it was just a reaction to something, and again, I mean, you cannot, it just eats at you. He felt like the bat was taken out of his hand, and umpires have the upper hand. Nobody can throw them out for missing a call, but they can throw us out for screaming about a call. So it's frustrating, believe me.
Here's Cal Raleigh. Infield now backs up with 2 outs. Matt Blake took a visit to the mound. 0-1. Well,
Litke with 2 outs now really has to bear down and get out of this inning. He got a very good call there on Kelenic. So, you know, to get out of this inning, Yankees only down 1.
Really big at bat. 1-0 right now. Second and third, 2 outs. The 0-1. 0-2. So the Mariners down their center fielder and their manager. And they'd like to cash in those 2 runs on base right now. Usually when Litke has been bouncing that breaking ball up there on 0-2. And the pitch. Line and a base hit to left field. Haniger scores. Here comes Seager. Here's the throw. Safe. He will score. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Raleigh, and it's 3-0 Seattle. Looks like the Yankees are calling for a challenge of that play at home plate. They might win that, Paul. I'm not quite sure, but looks like they got him on the chest before he hit the bag. Yeah, he's out. They got him on that hand, right?
Looks like it to me. This would be a big break because this inning not being over, and the 2-out hits are just killers. Looked like he hung another curveball. This was not his day. The curveball.
Yep, got him on that hand before the foot touched home plate. Got him on the right hand. What a throw by Gallo. Well, that would seem like it has to be overturned, which would make it 2-0. Taking a long look, every angle that we've seen would indicate that he's out. And he's out. Good challenge, good overturn. So Seager is out 7-2. The assist to Gallo, the putout to Higashioka. But the Mariners scored 2 unearned runs for Joey Gallo, his 10th outfield assist this season. And as you can see from this, he charged it and led off a beauty to get Seager for the final out. He's host the Twins for one of the hottest promotional giveaways of the season. It's DJ LeMahieu Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a DJ LeMahieu bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today. Yankees.com. We go to the 8th. Drew Steckenrider deals to Voit. Oh, what a play by Crawford, who just came into the game and just took a base hit away from Voit. Jared Sandberg, the bench coach, and Moore went from short to left field. And then Fraley went from left field to center to replace Kelnick, who was thrown out. Crawford's been out sick for the past 2 games, and what a play.
Yeah, that Mariner defense got much better by putting Crawford back in at shortstop. Won the Gold Glove last year. I mean, he is athletic. This ball was hit on the nose. And an in-between hop makes it look easy.
So 2-0 Seattle. And the pitch to Torres is strike 2, 0-2. Torres is 3 for 3 in this one. So if the Yankees are going to win, they're going to have another comeback. They're down 2-0. Strike 3 right down the middle. Torres down looking.
This is one of those at-bats as a hitter. It's just like you didn't check in yet. Everything just happened too quick, and Gleyber Torres has had a great day, both defensively and offensively, but that at-bat right there kind of got away from him.
Here is Odor. Lofts one to right center field, but Bowers is there to put it away. Yankees don't go down quickly and quietly in the 8th. 1-2-3. We go to the 9th. It's 2-0 Seattle. The Yankees head to Kansas City to kick off a 3-game set with the Royals. Coverage starts at 7 with BP, and then the pregame, and then Ryan Ruocco, David Cohn, and Meredith Marakovitz will be here for first pitch a little after 8, right here on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Well, we go to the 9th inning of a game the Yankees are trailing 2-0. As Seattle's trying to salvage the final game of the 4-game set. So the Yankees have already won the series, but obviously they look up at the board and they see what's happening. Tyler Wade takes over at shortstop. And you wonder if everything is okay with the hand of Gleyber Torres. Albert Abreu will come on as the 5th Yankee pitcher. Now, just a reminder, both Seattle runs were unearned because of the inning opening error by Rougned Odor. They count on the board, but they don't count on Litke's ledger. So it's going to be the bottom third of the order against Abreu, who has certainly pitched beautifully this time up with the Yankees. He had that one rough outing against Tampa Bay, but boy, when he's got confidence in, He's got the great fastball, great command. He's tough to square up. So Jake Fraley will lead it off. Foul ball. Well, Tampa Bay 9-5 over Baltimore, bottom of the ninth. Toronto's trying to catch up with Boston. It's 8-6, top of the eighth. Texas and Oakland 1-1. That's just underway, and the Dodgers lead the Angels 2-0 in the bottom of the first at Chavez Ravine. The 0-1. Rip foul. So, Paul, does your newborn granddaughter understand why Grandpa goes away for 5 hours every day?
No, I just go away between naps. By the time I get down there, she's still sleeping. I found out that the babies, like the first couple of weeks, are the best thing, and they're just cute, and they don't do anything but lay there and sleep. Kind of the best thing. And Michael, I told you when you had your children that once they get their wheels, those days are over.
Absolutely.
They don't want to be held. They want to run around.
The 2-1. 3-1 on Fraley. Now the scoreboard has changed it to 2-2. We have 3-1. And it was 2-2 as he goes down looking.
That just backs you up there, Michael. When you strike out, it can't be 3-1, right? The high fastball, upper part of the strike zone, got the call. I don't know that Seattle is agreeing much with Barrett behind the plate now.
And that wasn't a resume tape top of the eighth inning for Barrett. Skied into center field off the bat of Moore. Right there is Gardner. 2 down. After the game, Seattle heads off to Seattle, and the Yankees will head to Kansas City. So both teams have lengthy plane rides ahead of them. At least Seattle has a day off tomorrow, and then Tuesday they'll start a 3-game set with Texas. Here's Jake Bauers.
When you think about it, Michael, when you get on a plane in New York and you're going to Seattle, it's about the biggest stretch of this country you can do, right?
It's a hike. Not quite Tampa Bay, Seattle, but it's there. That have a lot of shows downloaded, a lot of books, movies. The 1-1, 2-1. You want to look ahead to the bottom of the ninth for the Yankees. It'll be Higashioka, Gardner, and LeMahieu.
They got a rally in their bones, Michael. I haven't heard you say that yet. When we go to break, just for old time's sake, give me one of those, would you?
You got it. And it looks like they'll have to try to do it against Steckenrider. StatCast Google Cloud tells you exactly where Bauers has hit the last 100 balls, 200 feet or less. Mostly to the right side. And the pitch. 3-2 on Bauers with Toro waiting on deck. Popped up. A battle with the wind. And Wade can't get there.
Tyler Wade's got good wheels, but where he's playing from, and then all of a sudden I got it, and then the wind starts to take it away from him. Did his give up on it late. I think he looked for the stands and maybe might have lost the ball.
Three-two. Walked him. So a 2-out walk to Bowers. Back to the top of the lineup and Toro. Toro 0 for 4 today. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Runner goes, throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Jake Bowers.
Tough pitch for Higgy. He's fallen away from his throw. Can't get much on it. The short hops. Just not enough time.
So 1-1 on Toro. 2 fly balls, line out to third, and then reached on an E5. Kind of opened up that 8th inning for the 2 runs. Two and 1. Two-one pitch. Missed outside with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 3-1. Haniger's on deck. And the pitch. And a walk to Toro. So 2 straight walks with 2 outs by Abreu. Now he has to deal with Haniger.
Boy, it sounds so simple, Michael, to be Abreu and to be able to get major league hitters out with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and a good slider, but it's all about the ability to consistently throw those pitches over the plate. And sometimes he loses it.
So Haniger 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Big spot in this game to keep it at 2-0. One and 0. Last 9 games coming into this one. Yankee bullpen dealing to a 1.60 ERA. As Odor goes over and talks with Abreu, joined by Higashioka. Before the game, it was announced the Yankees have lost Anthony Rizzo to a positive COVID test. The 12th Yankee player this year to go on the COVID IL. And they move Luke Voigt in at first base, where he will be, obviously, until Rizzo gets back. And Rizzo has a quick recovery and a happy birthday, too. It's his 32nd birthday today. 1-1. One and two. First and second, 2 men out. We're in the 9th inning. It's 2-6-0 for Seattle, 0-5-2 for the Yankees. Yankees have not had a hit today with runners in scoring position. Seattle has shut them down. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2 on Haniger. Swing and a miss, got him. And the Mariners strand 2. We will go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? It's 2-0 Seattle over the Bombers. Over drive of the game, Paul.
Well, it came in the 8th inning. Kyle Seager with a big double down the line gives the Mariners a 1-run lead. They added another one, and we're still there at 2-0. That was a big blow. That is your Land Rover drive of the game.
Seager's had some homers and big hit today. Mariner closes 1 for 4 in save opportunities, 9th inning or later since the Graveman trade. Opponents 5 for 11 with 3 home runs. So Steckenrider stays in as they ask him to get a 6-out save. First up is Higashioka. The only man left on the bench is the backup catcher, Rob Brantley. They've used Wade, they've used Gardner. 3-man bench. And a strike. Steckenrider made quick work of the Yankees in the 8th inning. Voigt a ground ball to short. Torres struck out looking. Odor fly ball to right. So Swanson and Masevich up in the pen. Well, the Yankees need the old proverbial bloop in a blast or a walk in a blast. They're down 2-0. One and 2. Well, the rain has certainly held up. Now the Yankees trying to rally and get out of here with a win before they head to Kansas City. Last game Steckenrider had where he got 4 or more outs was back on May 18th. Grounded to third, backhanded by Seager. And he gets Higashioka for the first out. Well, fans, you have to stick around after the final out as our Yes Studio team brings you highlights, analysis, clubhouse reactions, and the manager's report. Plus, our preview of tomorrow's series opener in Kansas City. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame right here on Yes. So here's Brett Gardner, who pinch hit in the 6th inning with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out. He struck out. And that was against Sewald. And there's a strike. Tampa Bay ends up beating the Orioles 9-6. Boston still leads Toronto 8-6 in the 8th. There's a strike. Bob and John will have all the information and hopefully all the finals on the postgame. So 0-2 on Gardner. Skied out of play. See Gardner's having a conversation with himself.
You do that at the plate once in a while, Michael. It just, nobody wants to listen to you, so you just talk to yourself.
The 0-2. Spoiled it, fouled away. LeMahieu on deck, and then Judge in the hole. Yankees have managed 5 hits today, all zeros in the run column. In fact, over 8.5 innings of play, there has not been an earned run scored. Both of Seattle's runs in the 8th inning are unearned. Yankees have left 10 runners on base, 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And they have not had a runner on since the 7th. Or beginning in the 7th. They had the first 2 runners on the 8th, then 3 went down in order. And then a 1-2-3 7th, 1-2-3 8th. And now 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning, 2-0 Seattle. Grounded up the middle, knocked down by Steckenrider. Going to be a tough play. It's going to be a base hit for Gardner.
Well, it's a reaction of Steckenrider. I didn't see the shift. If this ball would have been, yeah, it looks like up the middle with Crawford there, but again, with Brett Gardner's speed, put the ball in play, good things are going to happen. Almost a circus play there. Now the Yankees got something going here at the bottom of the 9th.
Well, now you have your chance with LeMahieu or Judge. One long blast away from tying the game. It's 2-0. DJ LeMahieu is 1 for 4. Crowd finally has something to cheer about. Now back to the screen.
Kind of interesting, Michael, where the Steckenrider is in the game now. And yesterday, Castillo, who you would think was their closer, was in 2 games, once in the 7th, once in the 8th, not closing.
Keeping Gardner close.
I don't know that a 2-run game is a time that you want to think about stealing a base. I mean, you're base to base right now, hoping somebody can drive you in or drive both of you in with a home run. Tie this game up.
Chop slowly. Going to be a tough play. Crawford fields, fires, and gets LeMahieu for the 2nd out as Gardner advances to 2nd.
I think it makes a difference if Crawford is in the game late for defense. He's made 2 great plays in the last 2 innings. And it's just the ability to field this ball and get rid of it quickly without bobbling. Everything perfect. Gets LeMahieu by a step.
So Steckenrider against Judge. Britton's up in case there's a 10th inning. Judge is 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a walk. Gardner's at second with 2 men out. Bottom of the 9th inning. Judge obviously this tying run in the batter's box. Fouled straight back, 0-1. Strike 2. Didn't look like it got to the corner. And according to the box, it didn't, but very close. Seager deep at third, very tight to the line, guarding against the extra base hit. The 0-2. 1-2. Hits are even at 6. But the Mariners hold a 2-0 lead. Game on the line. The 1-2. Stays alive.
Steckenrider missed with that pitch out over the plate a little bit. A good swing by Aaron Judge, but that was the pitch that he could really do something with.
And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Judge down looking, and the Yankees lose 2-0. So Judge goes down with the bat on his shoulder. Yankees lose this one 2-0. So their 5-game winning streak has been snapped, and it took 2 unearned runs to do it. And it took a breaking ball that seemingly was right down the middle to get Judge. And the Yankees give up the final game of a 4-game set, but their streak of winning most of their series continues, Paul.
Well, I tell you what, their pitching was excellent. It's a game that you really don't deserve to win. 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. So, you know, it's just one of those days where the offense was shut down. But the bright side is, you know, Heel had another phenomenal outing, and the pitching gave you a chance. Just the offense could not come through.
Well, the Mariners salvaged the final game of this 4-game set. We have more to do. We'll come back, and then the post game after that. Seattle 2, Yankees nothing.